Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your friend James Shaw. Thank you so much for being with us inside Pivot Shift Ahead or wherever you're watching. We're doing what we do every single week inside this community, which is talk to people who are doing elite things at an elite level so that you too can get amazing results. And we're going to do that today with Chris. Chris, you have a great business. And what we're going to teach today is kind of, it just makes me giggle because it's overly simple. And yet you're the only person I know that's doing it, which is what's leading to some pretty cool results. And people are going to go, well, why didn't I think of that? Well, because they didn't, but they can go run it now. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited to hear about your small business brochures that you're using. But before we do that, will you tell us who you are and where you are and a little bit about your business, please?
Sure. So my name is Chris Piechocki. We've recently rebranded from my name to Urban Coast Group. We are located downtown Jersey City and in Hudson County, New Jersey, which is basically bird's eye view of Statue of Liberty in New York City, northern New Jersey. Been in the business for about 23 years, was an individual agent and a teacher for about 15. Left about 6-7 years ago and started to build a team. Now we have about 11 team members, and we're on pace to do about 100 million this year, which was really our goal and where I'm very comfortable at. Very client-centric relationship type of business and very community oriented. And we try to think outside the box and come up with some great ideas to maintain a very sustainable, predictable business.
Yeah, and that's what we like. And you're selling about a house a day, so it's working. And
Yes,
where you live is the fun part. It's the skyline you see when you're in Lower Manhattan across the Hudson. It's the cool spot over there.
absolutely.
And so really fun. And I'm so thankful that you're on with us. Look, you guys are doing over a house a day, so what you're doing is working. But you found a strategy to kind of set you apart. Is that something you wanted to do? Was just not get lost in the noise and try to be an agent that just did something a little bit different?
Sure. So during the pandemic, we were used to a market that business was just falling into our laps. Everything was very easy. Everyone and their cousin had their real estate license. The market was very saturated with agents. And when the market started to change a little bit or shift, no pun intended, we realized we needed to do something different and take action. And I guess out of fear and scarcity, we created a model to our business where we had multiple buckets that we would feed and work on to try to pull business out of on a daily basis. So this is just one of my buckets that I work on. Just one day a week where I'm really purposeful about it. But it has really helped us create a very well-rounded business. My initial goal with this was to really immerse myself into the community and to create an idea where I can pair with local businesses and help them, bring them value. And at the end of the day, I didn't realize, but we were actually sphere hacking, which we'll get into.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about it. Because you do a ton of business, but you wanted to go all in and support your local businesses in town, all of which were affected by the pandemic in some way. So it's great to support people and businesses in your community. So
Yes.
tell us what you're doing to help each other and how it's a win for you too.
Sure. So we were trying to figure out ways how we can network with businesses, not your typical, BNI where you meet monthly, on a Zoom and have conversations with other local businesses. But we took it a step further. And what we did was we created these brochures where we decided to highlight 18 businesses within our community. And we wanted to help promote them and their businesses. So we created these brochures where we highlighted each of these businesses and what they had to offer. And after we created the brochure, let me just take a step back. Also within the brochure, it's called a local guide to Bayonne, which is really the nucleus of where my business started. We're definitely adapting to an expansion model now, but that's really where we started and immersed ourselves within this community. And the program or the model that we're implementing can really be implemented in any community. But these are trifold brochures where we highlight each of these 18 businesses, and then there's one little area about our community, and it's called Your Local Guide. And then on the back of it, there's a little bit about us and our business. So
literally is a trifold brochure. Like it's an 8.5 by 11, right? Sheet of paper that's folded into thirds.
yes, yes.
Color on each side. Do you print it like at the office?
We had a local printer. We could print them at the office,
Yeah.
but it was more cost effective to take it to a printer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But
and
here's the thing, it is that as I looked at them, I go, "We're gonna talk to 20 minutes for 20 minutes to a dude that's handing out a trifold brochure?" And the answer is yes, because it's crazy simple and the results are massive. Can we show it to them? Let's show them the brochure. This is the front. Like literally, you made this and put it in a little plastic holder thing, and then it sits at the 18 businesses, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So we ordered these acrylic brochure holders on Amazon. And my first step to really pair with these businesses and create relationships was I took this brochure holder with about 50 brochures in it. And I walked into each of the businesses, some of which I knew the business owners already. And I asked for the owner and I shook their hand and I said, my business has chosen your business as one of our most favorite businesses within the community. I was wondering if I could leave this brochure holder with these brochures, on your counter for when people within the community walk into the business so they can grab a brochure. And not only will it be featured here, it'll also be featured in our business as well as 17 other businesses. So there will be traffic of people kind of grabbing these brochures, and it will eventually, obviously provide, some business and traffic and interest in your local business. So,
And when you say you picked, like, you weren't just going into business and saying you randomly and just lying to them and saying you've been selected as a top business. You did have some criteria that you were looking at that made them worthy of being in the brochure, right?
yes. So we wanted to pick businesses that we felt like we were aligned with, and we had similar business models, ethics, and standards with. But we also wanted to pick businesses that were very well known and had a lot of traffic and had their own very large sphere of influence. And we wanted to choose businesses that people were walking into all day long, so that we can help them and provide value to them, but also our business is obviously featured on all those flyers as well.
Yeah. All right. So if you look at the flyer again, here's the front, and it says your ultimate local guide, and you put your community town. You got a picture, and then there's your contact info right on the front.
Yes.
Now, if we go on the inside, here's an inside look. These are the businesses. I mean, it's literally kind of a picture, the name, and just a little bit of a paragraph or a blurb about the business. Are they writing what they want put in there and you're editing that, or how are you coming up with the content inside?
Well, we basically summarized what it is, because the purpose of us stopping into each of these businesses and shaking their hands was kind of like a surprise and delight, where we just wanted to, let them know that we were thinking of them. We wanted to, join forces with them, and surprise them that we were doing this. So everyone took to it really well. I did get their email, so I have everyone on all of these business owners on a touch system where I keep in touch with them. On the back of the acrylic holder, it basically says my name and phone number and to call me when you run out of brochure. So I stop in again and shake their hands. But I do continue to communicate with all of these business owners, and we've created an ecosystem together that has been explosive, and we get at least 2 to 4 pieces of business per month out of this.
Which we're going to talk about the extra stuff you're doing in a minute, because I think that's the key here. It's not just go make the brochure and throw it in and then just sit at home and wait for the phone to ring. It's more than that. I do want to show the back of the brochure. So you've got, obviously the part on the right is the front, and then you got the other businesses. What is this middle piece here? What's it say in the middle?
So it just basically tells about us and our business, and the service that we provide, where we're located, and how to contact us.
Okay, perfect. Now, you have a template of this that you're going to share with our Inspire Collective members. So Inspire members, you can log into the portal and download the template so that you can throw this together if you want yourself. If you're not an Inspire member, you can get details on how to join Inspire at the website, jamesdshaw.com. I'll tell you how to join. But it's deeper than just make the brochure and stick it out there. I mean, your goal, you're an entrepreneur who's been very successful in building this business, and your goal is to help other entrepreneurs be successful as well. So what are some of the other steps you've done to add value to these other 17 or 18 rather business owners?
Sure. So we're also stopping in each of these businesses and interviewing the owners and creating reels to promote their business amongst our sphere and all of our clients. So, over the past 23 years, I've developed a lot of, followers on social media and clients that, that pay attention. And when you have these trusting relationships in business, they will use the people that you promote. So that's one thing. We help spread awareness about their business on social media. But the kicker and the best part is we have a monthly mastermind together with these other business owners where we discuss small business pain points. And I try to help each and every one of the other businesses by masterminding together on certain topics to help them with their business so that they see the value there. But all of the businesses together have, created an alliance where everyone is sending referrals back and forth, which has been, really great to see that and to understand that I'm at the nucleus of it. So it's helped me, get a lot of, referrals from all of these businesses because of the trust factor.
What is the right kind of business, do you think, to be featured in this? One that's going to be valuable to members of the community who walk in,
Mhm.
but one also where you all can share referrals back and forth to each other. Give us some best practices of the types of businesses to consider. And then I'm sure also their location, their reputation in town, like things like that matter too.
Sure. So a lot of service oriented businesses, restaurants, um, you know, uh, typical like town center type businesses where there is a lot of high traffic business owners that have, again, great reputations and a lot of trusted relationships, businesses that are built on trust. So whether it be a contractor or a chiropractor's office or a local deli that people just go into on a daily basis to chit chat. One thing I didn't realize when we started this, and I knew that it was, a good idea, and I thought it was pretty cool, but I didn't know it would take off the way that it did, and I didn't know that it would be as rewarding as it has been. But in essence, what we have done with all of these businesses, without realizing, is we have sphere hacked each of their businesses. We're now their spheres, and all of their clients that come into their businesses on a daily basis, and their network has really become ours. Which has created more and more referrals, and we can't even really keep track of where the referrals come from after a while because
Yeah.
we're gaining their clients who are then sending us referrals. So it's been cool.
You're adding to the database without really a lot of effort to do it, right? It's happening very passively. You create the flyers or the brochures, you hand them out. You strategically pick the businesses that are in high traffic areas that have a good reputation, that are in consumer facing industries. Do
Mhm.
you have, like, I don't know, do you limit it to one type of this specific business, or can there be some overlap? What's your strategy around that?
Yeah, we try to prioritize specific genres of business and not, crossover, just so that they can, really, be highlighted a bit more and have our full attention.
I love it. All right, so then you're doing these masterminds and other pieces. Can you walk through what that looks like? How often do you do it? What do you talk about when you get together?
Sure.
What are you learning from each other?
Sure. So once a month we meet on a Zoom. Quarterly, or every 3 or 4 months, we will meet in person. In a restaurant, because obviously, in person is definitely a lot more helpful and meaningful, and it can really help us build relationships more. But once the mastermind starts, everyone gets 1 minute to explain a little bit about their business and what they have to offer. And then we'll discuss a specific topic and strategies that everyone is using to, get through specific, pain points or issues with their business. So one month we might discuss social media. Another month we might discuss, continued, community involvement and how to run, specific sales or to get more traffic, to driven to their business. We're going to be talking next month about, slower periods in the winter when there are less people out, how we can continue to support each other and send more business to each of us within the small business community.
I imagine you've had some powerful conversations and takeaways and ahas from these masterminds. What comes to mind of something either you learned from the community or the community, something that happened for another business owner in that community from those masterminds?
Sure. So I would say that real estate is very similar to many other businesses, and that the clients that are coming in really want to be treated special. Every one of them, their clients also want to have an individual experience to understand that they're heard. These other businesses also have challenges, just like us. And I think the main point for every business is you cannot just sit there and do nothing. You have to create daily activities, no matter what business you're in. Schedule daily activities on your calendar in order to create more business. Not many businesses will continue to thrive unless the owner, is extremely passionate and works really hard to get people, through the door, or to get the phones to ring. So that's something that, I didn't realize, but every business, it's a constant grind, and, you have to, wake up and, if you figure out, what your power hour is, which, we discuss a lot on our team, I'm only, I really have a pulse mostly from 9 to 12. During the workday. So during those hours, I really, grind a lot and make sure I'm making my phone calls and taking care of all the daily activities that I have. So I would say that's probably what I learned the most.
It's really smart. And then you end up with having eyes and ears for your business in 18 other locations as well. So that the second real estate comes up, the owner of that business going, hey, I know who you need to talk to for that. And it's happening for other things as well. I mean, you said you're getting 2 to 4 referrals a month.
Yes.
From this strategy, which is just absolutely fantastic. And they're not paying, right, to be in this. This is not a pay to play. This is a gift you're doing for those 18 businesses in the community. It's really great. So again, Inspire members, you get the template of this, but what advice would you give someone that wants to implement this type of strategy? It's more than just making a brochure. It is also a relationship builder with these 18 owners.
Sure. So it's not as easy as it seems. It definitely takes time. So you do have to put some time aside, on a weekly basis to stop in and maintain these relationships and maintain the trust.
Right.
You can't really leave the flyers holders empty, because people want to really know that you care and that you're going to be, consistent. But, the one thing that I would say is, or advice that I would give everyone is, to really think about, say 4 to 6 staples in your business, or things that you can do on a weekly basis to create that, sustainable, predictable business. You really can't just do one thing. Again, this is just one part of what we do. I also work on probate. I also work on my social media. Everything is extremely, extremely purposeful. Also work on databases specific days. So there's always a piece of business coming from somewhere where if you're really well-rounded and you think it through and think of each bucket of business that you might have and create activities around each one of those buckets that you can do on a weekly basis that will generate business. And always keep track of whatever referrals you're getting. Obviously, we have a really cool spreadsheet. Any referrals that we get, we track the source. And if we're doing really well with one specific source, we'll double, triple down on the time working on that source to make sure that the following year we can improve it and do even better with it.
That's what the shift book says, page 55, 57. Figure out those top sources, double down on what works. It's really great.
Exactly.
And yeah, you're right. I love the simplicity of the brochure, but the system isn't a simple one. It does require you to be in flow with these 18 owners, adding value to them, because otherwise it's just another thing that sits on the counter inside of the business. But if you become someone who's interacting and connecting and facilitating conversations and helping pass referrals around, you can become a hero. You're like the de facto mayor of the town.
Yes, for sure.
Where can people follow your stuff on socials too? It's really good. So tell them where they can find you.
Sure. So I am on Instagram at Chris Piechocki Real Estate, and on social media, basically just my name. Again, I service all of Northern New Jersey. Absolutely love what I do, and I would love to help everyone's clients.
Well, you've helped us today. So thank you so much for sharing. Great stuff. Love the idea. And congratulations on a great year. A house a day is something to be really proud of. So congratulations to you and your team for that.
Thank you so much.
You got it.